Right.
So they like, like he gets like they start listening to music and I think it's like party rocking on the house tonight. Yeah. And they and then he gets stabbed by one of the
rival high school.
So the rival high school, which I think this high school is called Kennedy and Jefferson. And the other cliches that I've noticed is with high school films is they're usually either named by the city, by the sort of like by the city or town, or named after someone famous or a president or something. So this is Jefferson and Kennedy, and then James Franco goes over and he says, what are you guys doing here? Jefferson doesn't have great parties anymore. And they're like, well, we heard. So we kind of find out that they've been distributing the drugs around each school. And Jinko, yeah, you're right, Jinko. So they sit in there. They sit in the room and listen to the conversation.
I don't think. I think there's sort of the thing is like they're trying to hack the phone before Franco's character leaves. And then a big fight breaks out.
And then he gets stabbed. And he's like, I just got stabbed. That's awesome.
And then they cheers. And then the party keeps going.
The party keeps going. He has to bite a lemon.
Yeah.
And take the thing out. But what I really like is in that scene you realize that Jinko is a little bit offended by Schmidt kind of getting in too deep. Slowly, he's starting to get in too deep, still being a high school student.
Right.
What did you think about as the and I like how they the party kind of after the party takes place, and then Jinko kind of overhears it and then kind of loses sort of their friendship. Or do we need to go back a little bit?
Do you mean where he's hanging out with the popular kids?
Yeah.
He's like, in the basement. Yeah.
He's in the basement. Yeah. Right. And I'm gonna run. So they're listening in, and you kind of feel like
Jonah Hill's gone way too deep. And it's like sort of turned.
Well, and I like how they start talking, and it's kind of in that same. Kind of, if you kind of compare, as we're comparing Mean Girls and 21 Jump Street, this kind of reminds me of where she
Caddy becomes too plastic.
Caddy becomes too plastic
pretending.
And when she's kind of in that same thing, but it kind of reminds me of the same scene where they're looking at the burn book, and she says. She's too, she
said something mean about the teacher.
Mean about not the teacher, but
about Damien.
About Damien.
Right.
And in this way, I kind of feel like they overhear it's kind of got that same vibe.
Yeah.
But and then what I like but that tears them apart.
Right.
And I like how Schmidt's getting sort of text messages from James Franco's brother. James Franco's brother, and he's like, he's so funny, and he's like, I don't trust him. You need to stop trusting him, kind of thing. So he's getting text messages from Eric.
Right.
And he's like, Eric's the funniest guy I've ever met. And he's like going, don't you think Eric might be suspicious?
I just can't remember that scene. But I remember he sort of gets frustrated and slams at his desk and walks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like their relationship sort of takes a turn.
Right.
Kind of in the same way as we go back to Mean Girls, where she's walking away from the party, and they Janice and Damien is like, you're plastic,
right?
You're cold, shiny plastic. And I love Damien says, Janice, it's 10:45.
Curfew.
I'm past my curfew. It's 10:46. And I like, but I mean that's the comparison. It's sort of that, it's sort of that third act moment. But so let's back to 21 Jump Street. He gets
So their relationships are in trouble.
Yeah.
They have a little bit running sort of a chase on the highway with the drugs and they.
Well, what happens is Jonah Hill. Well, before they have the chase, Jonah Hill is about to star in Peter Pan.
Right.
And he's kind of but Peter. Yeah, he starts to start Peter Pan, and Jinko's doing his chemistry molecule Monday.
Poetry reading
thing, yeah, and he's doing it really good, and you can tell the teacher's really you're doing great, right. And she's kind of sketchy as well, but what I like about but he kind of gets a tip
about the
pinata,
yeah,
and then Jonah Hill is I can't do this, I've got to be on. And they end up running after the
bikers.
The bikers, right?
Yeah.
And he's and they get to they get on the freeway, and they get in a student driving car. We gotta mention.
Oh yeah, that was funny.